all the way back to 1950. A simple little ad in the Medicine Hat News.
Yeah, it is an interesting story, and I mean, Redi's been a fixture in the community of Medicine Hat for quite some time now, and it really started out as, it sounds like coming out of the polio epidemic that happened, where a couple of ladies in the community were looking to help out some people who had been affected by polio. And yeah, took out an ad in the classified section of the newspaper, just looking for people that were interested in helping, and that's how Redi was born, over 70 years ago.
I think it originally was called the Medicine and Rehabilitation Society.
That's correct. Yeah, we have changed names a couple times, and technically, Redi is our legal society's name is much longer. It actually stands for Rehabilitation and Employment for Developing Independence Redi Enterprises Society. Hard to fit on a business card.
That's not going to work on a little business.
Right. So Redi works.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and actually, you have a wonderful story, your full story on the website about all the progressions, the milestones that have happened over the years. Mm-hmm. I did not know that they actually had their first workshop in the Old Empress Theater.
That's correct. And an interesting bit, and this is a little bit hard to nail down and establish, but what our research suggests it may have actually been the very first workshop of its kind in Canada. Which is kind of crazy to think about, that just here in little old Medicine Hat, there's a lot of innovation going on with regards to how we help people with disabilities.
The history, it began with a way to help people who were, at the time I think they called them disabled. It's a word that I never have liked. People who have ability challenges, I think is the better way that I like to frame it. To find employment for them, to put them into the workforce, and to give them purpose in their lives.
Absolutely. A few sentences ago, we talked about how part of the Redi's name is actually employment. And a key kind of component of Redi's, I guess, philosophy has been for years that people derive meaning through purpose, right? A previous executive director once told me his perspective on that. When you first introduce yourself to somebody, usually there's two bits of information. It's who are you, like what's your name, and what do you do?
What do you do?
Right. So there's a lot of identity and purpose that comes into being from having a purpose in life. And for most people, the purpose is generally built around employment. So when somebody wants to work to get meaning out of life and has barriers to being employed, as say your average citizen might experience, then it kind of takes away from their identity a little bit, right? And what purpose they can derive from the experience of being alive.
I think it was an eye-opener too for a lot of people that these individuals had abilities.
Absolutely.
And they were good employees.
Yeah, it is, and we've had an employment division now for I'm going to say. For sure, from the notes here. Yeah, it's from the 70s or 80s anyway. Yeah, actually probably, maybe even earlier, the 70s, I think for sure. Yeah. But so one consistent bit of feedback we get from employers is that the people that go through Redi's programming and enter into the workforce, often they are among the most reliable employees that the employer has. So they want to come to work. They show up on time. They contribute in a positive fashion. The way in which they contribute may differ slightly from what your expectations are going in, but often they bring something very positive to the workplace.
I was going to say, over the years, my interaction with employees at Redi, the thing that sticks in my mind is they always have a smile on their face and they're always very cheerful.
Yeah, and I guess it makes sense. Like let's say you've gone into adulthood and you've never had a chance to have a job, right? For whatever reason, and then all of a sudden you have that ability, you're going to have a lot of appreciation, I think, for that chance that you've been given, and that opportunity to show that you can contribute in a I guess a positive and productive way.